So I'm not recording on my fancy camera today, mainly because this is going to be a very short video, and I have tried to film something like this several times over the past week, because it's been a week. But this is going to be not so angry, not so sad, not so emotional. I'm going to try to make it as little emotional as I can. I made some where I'm cussing and yelling. I made some where I'm crying the whole time. I've tried to make something addressing this a few times. So as y'all guys know from my video that I posted called Suicide, I've taken a little bit of a leave of absence because of an ex-boyfriend of mine had died, and I was going through the mourning and everything like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still not done with the mourning process, not even close. I have good days and I have bad days. It's currently 4 o'clock in the fucking morning and I can't sleep. My sleep schedule is all kinds of messed up because here's the emotional part. I've been sleeping 12 hours a day because I dream about Steven, and I feel like that's me being able to talk to him. As weird as that may sound. I'm sorry if this decides to glitch out and stuff, but I'm not editing this shit. I'm sorry. So I've been sleeping a lot, and before all this, as I mentioned in my hair video, God, I'm mentioning all kinds of videos, I had been going through anxiety and having kind of depression issues and everything already, so of course this didn't help. So, I went to his funeral on Sunday. Well, his visitation, but I just call it a funeral. I got to say goodbye to him and everything because I hadn't talked to him in a year before this. And, all of that. I will probably make a more in-depth video of this once I calm down. But at this point, I feel like if I don't get out there and start trying to get over this, because at this point I've just been kind of like, you know what, I'm really hurt. I still loved him and I'm really hurt, and I'll get over this when I get over this. And now I'm trying to work towards getting over it, you know what I mean? At first I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna let this happen at its own pace. But I recently joined a website called 7 Cups of Tea, I'm pretty sure it's called. And, if you have mental health issues, or even if you're everybody, I don't care if you have mental health issues or not, if you're a teenager especially, you need to go on that website because it is a great website. 2 thumbs up. I would give you 1 billion if I had 1 billion hands. But, my throat. But, yeah, yesterday was a very low point for me. I had a full-blown anxiety attack. It was literally not even an hour after my boyfriend dropped me off, because it's very hard to see, I'm sure for him, that it's very hard for your girlfriend to be crying and be so shooken up about an ex-boyfriend. I'm sure that kind of sucks for him, and I'm sorry. Which, he says he doesn't mind, but you kind of know he does, you know what I mean? But, yesterday was a very low point for me. That, why my news channel thought that this was okay. And it wasn't just one news channel, a bunch of news channels did this. And I'm one of those people that I watch the news every night. I play on my computer and I watch the news, see what's going on in the world. Either that or I sit in my little coloring book that I have, and I, watch the news. Well, I'd already known that they were going to say something about it on the news because I had read online that the investigation was over and that it was deemed, necessary, and blah blah blah. Like I said, I will probably go into more depth about this later on. But they decide to say the police have deemed that the shooting was necessary. Now here's the video of him on the side of a bridge. Like, literally. And then just go right into that. And so, and also, at this point, I am so shocked that I can't even reach the freaking remote to change the channel. And keep in mind, I haven't seen this guy in like a year, so the last memory I have of him is him on the side of a bridge. Like, thanks, Channel 5 News. Thanks. That's definitely the image I wanted to have in my head. But later on that night, I was like, okay, maybe some other news hasn't decided, because I hadn't seen it on really any other news channels except for Channel 5, so I was like, maybe this is like just something only they cared about. So I'm watching Channel 17, and they're freaking sitting there talking about the stock market and everything, and then boom, don't even give a single bit of warning, and they put it up on the freaking screen. I'm just like, you are so insensitive to the fact that this happened literally a week ago, and there's still people in mourning. Because I remember I posted on Facebook about it. I was like, I was not ready for this. I was not ready to see that video. I did not ever want to see that video. You should have given us more warning than that. And multiple people agreed with me. I didn't even have to say what the video was about or anything, but people were like, yes, I know, I did not expect that. So, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not a total crazy bitch, because other people felt the same way. So, like I said, I will go more in depth about that later on, but I kind of feel like this might be a good outlet for me, because me and my boyfriend talked about it, and like I said, I had been going through some really weird anxiety attacks and like what I would call depression attacks, but I don't know if that's a real thing, like where like you're doing good and like one thing happens and it just makes you feel like shit, and it makes you feel awful and you want to cry all the time. But like I call that a depression attack. I don't know what you would really call it. But so I had been going through that a lot lately. And my dad was like, maybe you're having premonitions. And I was like, oh, man, nah, that's bullshit. And then this happens. I'm like, maybe it was a fucking premonition. But, because my dad had anxiety attacks before his ex-wife had a stroke. So, I don't know. But me and my boyfriend, sat down and had a talk about it, because he had witnessed me have several anxiety attacks and witnessed me like sit there and break down crying over my makeup not looking good or something, just having this built up anxiety that I'm not trying to bother anybody, and I don't want to talk to people about it because I know that they're probably going to get annoyed with me, which is why 7 Cups of Tea is a very good website, because they're literally there to talk to you and you don't feel like you're bothering them with your problems, which is really great. But I was just, me and him sat down and talked about it, and, he was kind of concerned for me, because, nobody likes to see somebody that they care about go through something like that, because I remember it was Tuesday. I was sitting on the couch in his house. I'm like, baby, it's really hot, and I'm like sitting there clenching my chest, and I'm like, my heart feels like it's about to pound out of my chest. I'm really hot. I'm getting irritated. I could feel the anxiety attack coming on for no reason at all. Well, I knew the reason. His mom was being a fucking bitch, but we won't talk about that. But I started having an anxiety attack, and it was the first time that he'd witnessed me have like a full-blown anxiety attack. And we were talking about it after. I'm like, me and Liz have been talking about me going to a therapist before all this happened, because I've been unmedicated for my depression for about 3 or 4 years now, which, I mean, I'm one of those people that I kind of deal with it my own ways, and whenever because I've been diagnosed with depression since I was in like 5th grade, so I know whenever I'm getting bad, so I know whenever to seek help and stuff. So I might have to edit this because I'm rambling, but me and my sister have been talking about it because I've been having all those anxiety attacks and just feeling really bad. So me and Tanner were talking about it, and I was like, I really think that I need to get on some anxiety medicine, because it's starting to get to the point where, like, one of my very dear friends, hi Matt, he invited me to go see his band perform, which I was one of those people that I was always at band practice. I was always, hanging out with him in the band. Don't call me a groupie. We were just, I was like kind of part of the band, And he invited me to go, and I was like, I would love to go. It's gotten to the point where my anxiety is debilitating. I have such a hard time saying this word, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I talk so fast, but debilitating. It is becoming debilitating for me. Like, I went to the Wilson County Fair, which anybody who lives in Tennessee knows that is the fair to go to. It's the biggest fair, and there's so many people and everything. I couldn't even enjoy myself there because, like, I kept on wanting to cry, and, like, I was having sensory overload, which I recently found out was a thing. And I was like, great, I'm not just surprisingly bitchy, it's real. Because there's, like, people pushing me this way and people pushing me that way, and, like, my two friends are holding me by my hands and pulling me along, and they're doing it out of, having fun and everything, but I'm just feeling like I want to punch somebody in the face. Like, I don't want to be around this. I'm getting very irritated. I'm getting very agitated. Let's see how many tated words I can use. And, like, I also have my friend over here going, hey, pushing on my shoulder, like, hey, look at that hot guy over there. And I'm like, oh my god, you have no idea how bad I want to punch you right now. I love you so much, but I want to punch you really bad. And I'm acting real happy right now. Maybe it's sleep deprivation, because I went to sleep at like 5 o'clock yesterday, and I woke up at like 5 in the afternoon. So, it's probably about my bedtime. I'm going to try to actually, you know what? I'm going to try to stay up and get my sleep schedule back on track. Or at least I saw something, I don't even remember, I think it might have been a BuzzFeed video, like, on Facebook randomly. Because I've quit Facebook for a while. I mean, I message people and stuff like that, because my phone is out of commission right now, and that's really the only way I have to talk to people. But I've quit Facebook for a while because people are posting that don't know Steven about the situation, and I'm like, I'm gonna go off on some people. Just like, I wrote this big ass Tumblr post, and I made sure to, like, comment, reblog it with that link. Okay. Because people were posting on Tumblr about it that had no idea what was going on. Because all over the internet, I'm not going to do this. Like I said, I will go more in depth about this later on. But needless to say, I'm going to try to use YouTube as an outlet. And try to use YouTube as me recovering from this, because I have not been doing well. Like, I want to drink for the first time in a year. And that's telling you something. Because I quit drinking because right after high school I was a drunk. And, like, I got drunk, like, every day and every weekend, and I didn't get, like, oh, let's have a fun time drunk. Like, no, I got, like, sloppy, almost dying from falling in a creek drunk. So I quit drinking, and, like, it makes me want to drink for the first time in a year. Like, I will say I was borderline alcoholic. I'll go ahead and say it. Fuck it. Like, half my family's alcoholic, so it doesn't really surprise me. But it makes me want to drink for, like, the first time in forever. And I'm not going to, because I know that will start up a whole mess again, and I don't want Tanner mad at me, because Tanner was really mad at me whenever I drank all the time. But this was a very long video. My throat hurts for some reason. I think it's because whenever I try to talk on video, I try to project my voice more, because I don't know how this is picking up my voice. But like I said, I'm not going to edit this. This is going to be a long ass video. But like I said, I'm just going through some stuff, so bear with me. And I'll probably it'll be a while before I post this big long, because I have literally made 5 videos with 5 different emotions, and just, so I'm thinking, that is written on my wall. So I'm just thinking I will probably make one with me with a level head and not so mad, because especially just over the past few days there's been a lot of things that have came up that have made me very, very mad about the situation. So I'm trying to maintain my composure, and hope y'all guys subscribe to see me, get over this. And I act so silly on video. Like, I don't understand. Like, in real life, you can't get me to talk about this. Like, people try to talk about it, and I just kind of shut them down. But on video, I want to talk and laugh and everything. It's weird. I don't like it. Because it makes me seem like I'm insincere, and I'm not. I guess I'm dealing with it in my own way. I'm back to the pressing shit. Goodbye. Peace.